Hey everyone, welcome to Tuesday night live stream of the from KC's Model Mayhem. Doing the Kronos One build. Let's see who we got out here. We got Don, we got Tim, Helen's here. So got a couple people lurking in the background and all that good stuff. So I'll give you an update of what I got accomplished from Friday and Sunday night streams. Did run into an issue with some of the masking. Peeled up some paint again, so I had to go through and redo that. This piece here, some of the paint came up, so I had to repaint it. I'll go over that with some liquid mask to take care of that. Did get the red painted on the spots here on both nacelles. After further investigation, all the pieces except for the flat piece, anything that's sticking out up here should be painted red as well. Eventually, when I paint the light gray, the pieces here will be that way. You'll see more. I did more liquid masking on this nacelle here because I didn't have all the masks put down. I'm going to see if this gives me a better result. Don't know what's causing this. I've cleaned this pretty thoroughly. I've sprayed light coats, let it dry for a good long time, but for some reason it's pulling up the paint. I don't know what the reason is. I know Gary from Mask Design has said he's done he uses an adhesion promoter as his first coat before he starts painting and priming. I may look into that and give it a shot as well. But I don't know that I will take care of the nacelles and finish the painting and masking over the Friday and Sunday HTM group live streams. Other thing I did get done, all the smaller LEDs that go, the plan is to put along the on the outside holes of the ceiling of the Shuttlebay. I did get those all wired up. Put the resistors on. They've been through their 24-hour burn-in process. So those are all good to go. Nothing burned out. I did have to fix one. One of the wires popped off the resistor, but that was no big deal. I did go over all the resistors and put liquid electrical tape on them to serve as an insulator. That way any exposed wires are covered by a rubbery type product and should hopefully not short out. That's been done on both the center row of lights and the outside lights. With tonight, we're probably going to start with modifying the main part of where the shuttle bay goes. I have to cut this piece out to be able to get this to fit in, because right now it just kind of will butt up against there and have no place to go. When this is on, the upper portion and the rear panel and the doorway into the shuttle bay are on, I need to be able to slide get my shuttle bay interior to slide in, and it goes this way. So I think I'm going to start off by doing that. Then we're going to play with the lights, getting them temporarily mounted in the ceiling, running some tests, see how Maybe I have to change some stuff. They might be too bright to my liking. We'll see how that goes along. And that'll be part of the things that happen at the second part of the show, hopefully. So how's everyone doing tonight? Yes, I have Butterfingers, Tim. Do this so I got straight lines to work off of. If I can find my marker. This little set of machinist squares I have is very nice. Got all types of different sizes. So cut across evenly. I'll need to measure back. No, sorry, Dawn. I don't share Butterfingers. That's one of my favorites. Interesting. That looks like that may have to be light block later. Well, that'll come when I start testing, making sure everything's in there. We will go. What I want to do, though, is I'm going to cut this smaller than it should be to start, because I can always enlarge it. Then we'll go from there. If I have to enlarge it, I will. Hopefully not. Oh, I definitely won't share them with you, Tim. So, but let's see. Do I use my Sonic Saber? Do I just use regular? One thing I did notice when just playing around with this, I'll probably have to add some pieces. And I'll show you here in a minute. What I'm talking about. Get this marked off. So I know where I'm cutting. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I'd like a nice fit anyway, since it's going to be on the inside and not seen. One thing I need to work out is when I get this put on, there's a LED strip that goes in behind these holes here at the bottom. But with the Shuttlebay in there and cutting this wall out, I really don't have a place to mount them. Because from the lighting kit, I would suspect it was meant to be glued that he put onto the, mounted on the back of this here, so it would shine through these holes at the rear of the shuttle bay area. But with that going in, I don't have anything to really mount it because that's going to be gone, so I may end up having to craft a piece from the bottom of the shuttle bay interior down to the top of the hull. Sorry, couldn't think of it. Drew a blank there for a second. That way they're not right up against the back of these. I'd like to have them offset a little bit, give them a little bit of room so they can shine better. So we'll see what happens there. That'll take some figuring out to do, all that fun stuff, especially when you're modding like this. Always run into little things. Let's see. You barnyard. Okay, whatever you're trying to say there, Tim. Helen says, well, Tim, at least his is Bart, unlike yours is Fart. Hey, Howard, how we doing? Oh, baling hay again still. Well, hopefully you can get it done, and hopefully you have light to do it by. You said you were doing it the other night by moonlight since your tractor didn't have the lights working. Hopefully that you got that resolved. Hopefully. Sure, Tim. Blame spell check. Yep, that's what everyone does. Blame spell check. Yes, you are an old fart, Tim. Oh. One of the gifts from Howard, this Sonic Saber. Very nice tool. Makes plastic work a breeze, cutting stuff. It can be used for cutting photo etch out as well. Very nice for that. Just take your time with it. It's cutting pretty much a breeze. One thing I did notice with this plastic, though, this black plastic, it tends to seem like it wants to melt it more than it does cut it. But it does. I'll take it over trying to sit here with a X-Acto blade any day. It's a much faster. And as I said, I'm cutting this smaller than it really should be, because I can always enlarge the hole. Yes, you can make it smaller, but it's a lot more difficult. Love the smell of burning plastic. This does a great job. One of the keys is make sure you go slow. At least for me, I have to move slow with it because I found out it does like to wander a little bit, especially for me, if you move fast, it seems like it likes to wander. So I just take it slow and get everything cut out. Helen says, what Keith said in regards to Tim, and saying hi to Howard. Hey, Jody, how we doing? And not quite sure what the heck you're trying to say there. So I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Where the heck was I? So glad that when I found out there was a problem with my Sonic Saber, it was an easy fix. Just had to take it apart. There was a loose wire in on the trigger mechanism. All I had to do was rewire it, or resolder it. Much better than having to replace the whole darn thing. Not a cheap tool. And again, thanks to Howard for sending it to me. Let's see. Let's see. Apparently that means your blade carries much honor. Alrighty. Don saying hi to Jody, and Donnie's here. Hey, Donnie, how we doing tonight, buddy? Good to see you. I need to get my other eyeballs put on so I can read what the heck's in chat. Not sure what you're saying. It should see you too, Stovo Core. Okay. Ah, no, it means hello, friends. Okay. All right, makes sense. I just misunderstood the way with the comment you had there about your blade carries much honor right after that. So I was confused. Get back over here. This corner. Re-glued itself together with the burnt plastic when I came through with the Sonic Saber. Oh, so that was another, excuse me, scary part. trying to get. Yeah. Definitely going to have to take more off. But I need to make sure I do it in even pieces. Because I need to keep the, well, the door, the way it mounts, the back of the shuttle bay here, will keep it centered. But I'd like to keep it as centered as possible. Keep this as symmetrical as possible as well. You don't have to stop with the Klingon, Jody. I'm just not familiar with it, but if you don't mind me losing something I have in memory by learning something new, then just go ahead and keep on going with it. No, not nowadays, Tim. No, it doesn't take much. So much crap going on at work and everything else. I'm losing my mind. I know, Tim. I can't lose what I never had. Before you even say it. Donnie says, never stop with the Klingons. They'll get you, I would say drunk is what Donnie meant to say, not drink. Donnie's telling the other Don he's #1 already. Yeah, one of the fun parts I'm going to have is figuring out all the wiring, additional wiring. Because there's a total of 14 sets of LEDs that aren't part of the original lighting kit. So, figuring all that out is going to be fun as well. And we're just going to bring this up a little bit at a time till we get everything fit in. Sorry if you hear that high-pitched sound. That's the sonic saber blade rattling against the plastic. Yes, Donnie, those will be constantly lit. So I plan on taking them down to one wire and feeding that down through the base to the power supply, so they're always on. I'm just talking about routing all the wiring through the model. Gonna be the adventure. Let's see. Jody says, lick the what button. Helen says, make sure you hit that like. Donnie says, what? I can't hear you over the high-pitched sound. Yeah, well, I'm sorry if it comes through on the microphone over my mic. I do know Helen said that you can't hear my paint booth and the paint shaker and all that running with the mic. So that's a good thing. And Alec is here. And surprise, look, he's at work. So, no worries. You get here when you can. It's not mandatory, Alec. Yes, yeah, I know, Jody. Just where it is, uh, where I was trying to cut, I'm trying to do it, uh, so I don't put the blade down into the uh, my cutting mat. I know that'll destroy a cutting mat, something fierce, even though it's a self-healing. No, Tim, it wasn't me causing the dogs next door to you howling. Those dogs are just nuts. They do it anyway. Yep, Jody says vibrations permeate the material. Yep. Oh, I know, Donnie. I expect I expect nothing else. Expect nothing less from my friends. So, you see how much I really need to take off. That ain't gonna help me off to do it this way. So I can get a mark. And my marker didn't want to mark. Said I wanted to start off small, make sure I didn't take it too big. What I do with my little ruler? I have lost it. I swear I just laid it down on my desk. I have lost my mind. Well, I will use this. Maybe. I have lost it. I have no idea where that little ruler went. I'll find it when I don't need it. That's the way it always works out. There. Oh, fell off the shelf. That's why. I have some acrylic drawers at the back of my desk, and it fell off the one and fell in between them. That's why I couldn't see it. So, It was a, yeah, let's see. Well, good luck on your work on the Hornet there, Jody. I know you're lurking. Yes, it was over there. Well, that depends how much rework you want to have to do, Donnie. If you enjoy having to add stuff back to make it fit right, then you just go right ahead and dive right on in with both feet. And Tim, you are correct. It was over there as well. So, we will. Oh, excuse me. Don't want to piss off the Germans. And as Jody says, yes, it does cut much better when you hold the piece flat on a hard surface. I do know that, but were some things I was trying to do that I didn't want. It ended up deep into my self-healing cutting mat because, yes, even though it's self-healing, they do take damage. Let's see, who do we got here? Yeah, I do watch your streams at work, Donnie. And I know you like to jump in with both feet. Todd's here. How we doing, Todd? Good to see you, my friend. Tim says, just remember, I might not always be right, but I'm never wrong. That is debatable. Trent's here. How you doing, Trent? Glad you stopped by. Yes, very true, Donnie. A sonic saber will turn a cutting mat into a cut mat. And that's why I'm trying to keep this one from getting that way. You know what? That puppy went a little further than it should have, but let's see. So I may just take this guy. Out to the same spot. Or close to it. Might help if I got closer to it. Yep. Let's see. Everyone's saying hi to Trent. Let's see. Will my piece at least fit in there somewhat? Yes. A little bigger than I wanted, but should work. Feeling like Jody here with all the mods he makes with his kit bashing. All the cutting and fitting he does. Which is amazing what he creates from just things he has lying around the house. The pieces he comes up with. Jody says one of those cheap thin plastic cutting boards from the dollar store is good to put over your mat. It resists the saber. It has little effect on the material. I actually do have one of those. It was a two-piece cutting board. I used the wood for cutting up, taking the photo etch off the frets. And then there was a small green plastic piece. Plastic that came with it as well. So I use that. But right now I got some parts for the nacelle sitting on it. That were painted and they're still tacked down on some tongue depressors. Let's see, how does this look? Still need to figure out how far back I need to go though. So, yes, butterfingers again. It's still gonna go back quite a bit. Let's see, that piece. Yep. Measure that and cut that out. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, chat's picked up. Trent saying hi. Yeah, read that one. Donnie says, Confucius say, he who measured once and cut 3 times had extra bits to use something else. Well, I'd rather use the extra bits, Donnie, than cut something. And let's see, Donnie getting on the other Don saying Trent's #1 now. Don says, piss off, Don. And let's see. Jody says you can also scrape sideways pretty effectively with the saber. And if you use the flat side, you can melt stuff and smooth it out. Yep, very true. Very true, Jody. Don says, I still hate YouTube because it hates me. Let's see. Trent says, Confucius say, man who goes to bed with itchy butt wakes up with stinky finger. Or brown finger. Ken's Model Shop. Hey, welcome. Thanks for subbing. Hopefully I can provide some insight to you. Give you some tips and whatnot on stuff, and let me know. Do you have a model shop? Or, yeah, sorry. Do you have a YouTube channel as well? If so, let me know, and I'll gladly take a look and subscribe to yours. What types of models do you like to build, Ken? And Helen says, Trent, why are you talking about Tim? Very true, very true. And people saying hi to Ken. So let's see here. I want to make sure I leave some room there. Mark, not very well. I will take a look. Probably won't be till tomorrow, because as soon as I'm done streaming, I jump off and go to bed because I get up awful early in the morning. Ken says his channel's Ken's Model Shop. Jody's saying, hey, my channel is also called Ken's Model Shop. Yeah, okay, right, Jody. So I don't want to go all the way back to where these raised panels are, because this piece that goes on top needs something to rest on and glue down to help with the lighting, light blocking. Because with the red lights, definitely possibility that there could be some light shining through there. So I want to leave something that I can get filler in there, glue, make sure the pieces are attached very well. Kent says he has 363 videos on your channel. Nice. I'm definitely going to have to check it out. This is just some FYI. This is my first Star Trek model. I'm typically building military models and stuff. Working on a 1-200 Iowa, which has been going on for quite a while. What else? I've built a couple 1/16 scale tanks. I have a 1/350 scale USS Texas battleship. The Iowa, I have the full Pontos upgrade set that I'm working on. Yeah, doing wood models as well. I'm kind kind of jumping around all over the place. I don't have one, I guess you would say, niche. I kind of like to dabble in everything. But I do prefer military warships. Well, you know, the warships always have sparked an interest in me. Let's see. Jody says, I'm just kidding. Hi, Ken. Dawn says, nice. Tim says, it's okay as long as he's picking on me. I'm leaving someone else alone. True. But I pick on everyone. Yeah. Jody says, awesome, Ken. We'll all check it out. And he just subbed. Ken says he's currently working on the Shin Ultraman. It's a 1/250 scale. So, also, we also have a group of us that we do stuff on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. HTM model group, Hobby Time Modelers. We do group streams where Wednesdays, right now we're doing Woody Wednesdays. The guys that work on there are building wood models. Fridays and Sundays we have a group live stream where everyone in HTM, we've had up to 9 of us online at once doing our building. And so if you look at the HTM model group on YouTube, if you subscribe there, we also have a Discord. I have links in the description on all my videos for everyone's channel that's associated with HTM, as well as the HTM channel itself and the Discord channel. So check it out, Ken. If you want to join our Discord, just put something in new members. Make sure you say something what you're interested in, so we know you're not just a bot. Then one of the admins will let you into the nut house. See, Dawn says, looks like it's an alien free zone. Actually, Alec was here earlier, Dawn, but he actually might be working and busy. No, I don't need Stickum at this time, Tim. Just trying to dry fit stuff. Yeah, I built I have the 1/16th Andy's Sherman, and also the Tiger 1. That and 1/16th from Andy's hobby headquarters. Everyone take a drink since Ian's not here. That's true. He could have gotten beamed up, Donnie. So this is where it's going to be fun. Trying to figure out if I'm back far enough. Don't believe I am at the moment. Nope. Where? Let me take some more off. And I ended up drawing more on the stupid ruler than I did on the model. Let's do that again. Todd says maybe he phoned home and got a ride. But he probably got a flat tire, Don. And look, he's back. Yes, you spoke too soon. Kent says he works third shift. It's not easy for me to participate in groups on YouTube, no social life, and I try to stay focused on my channel. That's understandable, Ken, but if you got time, do check us out. We got guys that build part works, building book nooks. We got guys working on plastic. One of the guys likes to paint minis. He's currently working on a zombie set that he's painting miniatures on. Donnie. So, but if you're interested in some of this stuff, I'd check out the links to the channels and stuff below in the description. And if you do join, we will. Well, even if you don't join, I'm going to still check your channel out and subscribe to it. Make sure. Oh, careful there. Those blades are awful sharp. Almost grabbed a knife and the blade almost cut into my hand. Yes, we do have a guy that likes to play in resin as well. Very true, Donnie. Ken says, I will, thanks. Yeah, we have a good group of guys here. Everyone has a specialty. They all the guys in Hobby Time think I'm nuts because I like to play around with photo etch a lot. Let's see. How much more do I want to take off? Again, I'm trying to keep a lip there. Hey, look at that. We're almost there. Not quite, but almost. My guess is that's probably going to have to come off all the way. Let's do this. here. Take a little bit more off. Yep, X-Lax does give you some smooth moves. See, Alex says, I'm going to be getting a free 1-200 Arc Royal R09 in resin from a friend of my grandmother. Donnie, I'll talk to you tomorrow about it since I plan to stream it and would love to have you produce. Ken says he works tonight. Well, sorry to hear that. Unfortunately, we all have to do that if we want to buy models and stuff. I work early morning to mid-afternoon, so I understand. Donnie was asking what the Arc Royal R09 was. It's a British aircraft carrier. Donnie says, ah, cool. And Ken says he has the 1/350 scale Katinga. Yeah, they're very nice, Ken. The Katinga and the Kronos One are very, very similar. Some differences between the two, but I gone through. I know, like on the front bulkhead of the hull, there's some places for lights and to come through on the Katinga if you're lighting it. But on the Kronos One, those get removed, filled in, and so there's nothing there on the Kronos One. And the cells is a big difference between the Katinga and the Kronos One. The nacelles on the Kronos One are actually open. Let me show you here. Still working on getting the lighting and everything done in the painting, but on the nacelles of the Kronos, this is actually open, and I'm using the Tenant Controls lighting system, and it'll end up lighting up green on both of them. So that is one major difference where the inside facing sides of the nacelles are open on the Kronos One, where they are solid on the Katinga. Yeah. I probably could have measured first, but it was kind of hard to do. So I'd rather take my time and take it a little bit at a time there, Tim. You do it your way and whatnot. Ken says, awesome. Well, thank you. Should get a silver. A silver Sharpie might make it easier to see stuff. Black Sharpie on black plastic isn't very easy to see. Come on. That I will do. Come on. And I'll end up having to go through and file and stuff, so make it smooth. Donnie says, just sub to your channel, Ken. I see a Raptor, a Falcon, Ultraman. I'm going to like this channel. I can read a roller as well, Tim. But trying to figure out how this fits in here, being the directions don't tell you too well. I'm trying to make sure I don't take too much off at once. Oops. I'll have to re-glue that puppy on. Pop the brace off. And Alex says, and yes, Donnie, I plan on seeing if I can add lights to it. That's one of the reasons why I'm going to be asking you to produce my stream. Yeah, we do a lot of taunting on each other, Don. In our family, we picked on each. Well, in our family, we pick on each other. Something fierce. So we all have. We grew up with thick skin in our family. Due to that fact. Come on. He says some taunting from the brother. Nice. Donnie says, wait, brothers taunt each other? No, we don't do that. I don't know what you're talking about. Don says, have to with brothers. Yep. And I'll let you guys read that on your own. And apparently Don got a number finally in the chat. Nice. Don's on the board. Jody wants to know who's number one. I don't know. I really don't care. You guys can fight that out on your own. Come on. What is this guy catching on? I've got to widen that up. That's why. least. I think so. Still not far enough back. Where does that stupid thing lie? So I've taken that all the way off how they wanted you to. Come on. I need to take some off of here. Take some off of both sides. Let's see. Take a little bit off of here. Helps if you keep your finger on the trigger. It cuts better. I do have extra of those, but I still don't want to lose the braces on the sidewalls. Probably glue that in here very shortly before I do lose it. Let's see. Okay, that fits in much better now. But, excuse me. Yeah, we're still not back. Trim that back, make it smooth. Let's see, catch up on comments here. Donnie says, not Dawn. To Jody's, who's number one? Who's number one? Dawn says, don't hold your breath. It won't last long. Alex says, wait, brothers taunt? That must mean Dawn is my brother since he enjoys taunting me. Dawn is number one. Now I see he's number two. Dawn says, you're not my brother, alien. And Tim says, I know that at least I'm number one in our family. Well, number one in age. Don said, fell already? Yeah, he's down to number two already. Donnie says, type faster, Don. Get that number one back. Don says, he's back hating. Donnie says, hate with more comments. And Don's saying to Donnie, well, you haven't been there in a while. Yeah, where the heck is Buck? Haven't seen him tonight. Donnie says he's over there. Exactly, Helen. And let's see, Ken said he built a 1/128 scale TV Seaview with a fully lit control room over 5 years ago. It looks cool. It's on his YouTube channel. Well, we'll definitely have to check that out. I know Buck from Buckman's Model Mania, part of our HTM group, he bought the C Lab. Sorry, got it confused. He bought the C Lab. I forget what scale he bought. And Don, Buck deserves shit anyway, whether he's streaming or not. So just give it to him. A little too deep, but I think I might be all right there. Just try to level this out so they're about even. Let's see where we're at now. Get on there. Get on there and stay. Yep, popped another one off. Have to replace that one as well. Where's my little metal tin cups so I don't lose them? Put those back there. And I think I'm just going to end up sanding. Get to a point. Let's see. Donnie says he has the 1/28 sea view, about half of it, half built. Don wants to know if it has lights, Donnie. And Kent says the sea view is one awesome sub. Donnie says, started as a commission, and the guy I was building it for just stopped replying to my messages. So it's just sitting on the shelf. And yes, it does have lights, Don. Don says, Shelf Queen, got a few of those. Donnie says, a Shelf Queen with lights. Don says, so it sucks twice. Ken says he also has 2 TOS Enterprises and 1 350 scale in his stash. And one day I will build one. Don says, no, it has lights, so it's finished, even though it's not finished. Okay, so my finished ones aren't finished, but your unfinished are. LOL. Do your unfinished ones have lights? No lights in any kits except the cars. And Ken said he picked up the C-Lab 3 from Cult TV Man. Nice. Looking forward to checking your channel out, Ken. And I think I'm down to a point I need to just try sanding. Get this stuff to fit better. Donnie says, so you don't finish many kits, do you, Dawn? And Buck's here. Hey, how we doing, Buck? Good to see you stop by. Getting set up for your stream at 9 right after this, huh? Good. I'll make sure to send everyone your way so they can heckle you. Let's see. Don said, finished 2 last few weeks. My kits take longer, more complicated. Don said, look, Don, I'm catching up. Buck's getting set up in his shop. Don says he's alive. Donnie's giving Don a grief, saying, never mind, I'm number 1. Don replies, piss off, other Don. Everyone's saying hi to Buck. And Buck likes heckling, so. See, I told you he was over there. Don said, showing some love all to all. I'll be there, Buck, lurking and working. Just watched a Fantastic Four movie. It was meh. And Jody says it wasn't fantastic. Donnie says, no, Don, your kits have no lights, so less complicated. Buck said it was 4 people, at least. Don said Buck just woke up from his nap. Well, he is staying up late tonight, so he probably did have to take a nap. Get on there. I know the hole's right there somewhere. That's got to come back just a little bit. There we go. Let's see, what do we got here? Ken says he built a 1/32 scale Raptor, fully lit interior. The Raptor from Battlestar Galactica looks awesome. It's also on my YouTube channel. Nice. Don says wood is good. Shocker. Buck said, yep, he dozed through part of the movie. Should have watched The Naked Gun instead. Sure, we can invite. I already mentioned Discord to Ken. The links are all in the description on my feed here. There's links to everyone's channel, the Discord, and all that good stuff. So yeah, you should join us on Discord. We get some good discussions going on. Some interesting discussions as well. But all in all, great group of guys to hang out. You should check it out. Like I said, drop a note in the new members channel, and one of the admins let us know what type of models you're interested in, just so we know you're a human being. And one of the admins will let you in. Nah, you're right, Buck. We do have a lot of weirdos. We're all weird in our own little way. Right, let's see, how close am I now? Still not. What I need to do, let's see. Come on. Yep. I definitely ain't getting to the lighting tonight. Not trying to get this fitted in here. Still working on that. Let's see. Oh, lots of chat. Oh, Buck, what are you killing Donnie's flies for? They were just stopping by for a rest on their way down to see Donnie. Buck says he stalled on his Raptor. Jody says, I can't do the links. My computer is not on right now. Buck says, come on over, Ken. Yep. Jody says, join the shaded side. Ken says he'll try when he has the time and he'll check out Discord. Jody says he resembles that remark. You're still an alien, Alec. Let's see. Buck and Jody, you are weird. Helen says, Buck and Jody, you are weird. Oh, nice, Ken. I'm in Ohio myself. You northern, southern, central, eastern, western? Yeah, Buck is confused. Alien isn't a human. Jody says, thanks, Helen. I practice a lot trying to perfect my technique. You've got it down pretty good, Jody. And Alex says, Don, I'm human. And Tim said, better laid plans of mice and men. Ken works 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Ew. Fun night shift. Ellen said, yeah, we know you are. Don says, I only call humans friends, so I guess you're SOL. Buck says Donnie should keep his flies at home and zipped up. Buck said, I never said anything about you being a person, and aliens are people too. Ken is 64 years old and don't have the energy anymore. Ah, you're up in Parma. All right. Yeah, we'll be up there in a couple weeks. We're just up that way Saturday for our granddaughter's birthday. We went to the Cleveland Aquarium. Don says graveyard shift sucks. Hey, Jim, welcome. Another Canadian. Glad to have you. Thanks for stopping by. Let's see. Buck says you should retire, Ken. I did. It's great. Jody says Jim McIntosh was my great uncle's name. Hi, Jim. Don says my flies are always zipped up unless she wants them unzipped. Jody's saying he's in Sudbury. Yep. Everyone's saying hi to Jim. Jim says glad to be here. Hope everyone is safe. Buck says to Donnie, is that why the front of your pants are wet? Well, he is getting old like us, Buck. He may forget that he has to unzip them at times. And Ken says, I agree on third shift. It sucks, but it pays the bills. And Donnie said, shh, don't tell anyone. And Ken said, I'm going to semi-retire next year. Nice. I got about 3.5 years left before I can do that. Buck says he used to love working mids. All the weirdos come out then. Well, that explains why you liked working mids, weirdo. Wait, is that what zip kicker is for? What brought the zip kicker up? And if Todd was here, you'd get this, Buck. Didn't play that. Let's see. Tim says it all depends. Jim says true. And Donnie says Buck is already retarded. And Buck talking to Ken. I worked for the feds until they offered to pay me until the end of the year and retire then, so I took it. Smart. And Alec is just jealous. Everyone talking about being retired. Well, you are a youngin'. Ah, zip kicker to keep the. No, I thought that was what the super glue was for. Keep the zipper up. Don says, keep working, alien. I need the Social Security. Buck says, correct. I was tarted from the military. And no, I is retarded from the federal government. Yep, he's double retarded. Come on. Where's my piece of jean material? Need to clean off the sanding stick. Buck to Alec saying, you don't need to retire. You're watching from work anyway. Ken said, next year I plan on working more on my hobby builds. That's a good plan there, Ken. I like it. Don says to Alec, plus you have to really work to retire, alien. There'll be some filling done on this. There's going to be a gap. Once I get on there. Yeah. Yeah. Gonna have that gap there that I'm gonna have to fill in. So unfortunately, but that's part of model building. Just still not. Get a bit better grit here. Not enough. I think 400 is the largest grit. Let's see, Buck saying to Ken's model shop, it is a great plan, but when you retire, you will get so busy, at least at first, that you won't know how you had time to work in the first place. Yes, Jim, this is the Polar Lights 1/350 scale Kronos One. Using the Greenstrawberry fruit pack. So lots of modding going on. That's what I'm doing here, trying to get the Shuttlebay interior fitted from Greenstrawberry. So a lot of modding of the piece to try to figure out, get it to fit properly. Let's see here. Yeah, not many kits in black these days. Very true. Very true. And Ken says, I'm getting ready for work. Nice to meet everyone tonight, and I will do my best to check out Discord. I'm not sure when. Everyone have a good night. Well, Ken, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for subbing to my channel. I appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you in Discord. Like I said, just you can find the links in the descriptions of all my videos. So should be no problem finding how to get there. And I hope to see you. Thanks for stopping by again. Don says, night can stop back. And someone from the group streams every night. Yeah, you'll see the schedule in the description as well. Every night who's streaming and all that good stuff. Tonight's a double stream night. I stream and then Buck's streaming right after me. Ken says, when I retire, my plans are working more on my hobby. That's my plan as well when I retire as well. Spend my time doing some models and all that good stuff. Don says, good plan. Jody says, Donnie, speaking of shuttles, did you mean this Tuesday or next Tuesday? And you are welcome, Ken. Have a good night, and hope your work shift goes fast. Oop. Flip this buddy around. I think what I need to do now I'm gonna have to trim get on there. Yay. We're at the point. I'll just have to fill that in. Cut a little too much out. But I can work that out and get that filled in. No problem. Let's see. Donnie says it said Tuesday, I think. Let me check. And Jody says it will probably be here tomorrow. And he won't be doing anything on it till Friday anyway. So I end up ooh. Let me keep that, because I could use that to fill that in. Yeah. Redo. I'll figure that out. Something I'll have to play with Friday. But, well, I know I didn't get much done tonight. Did get this pretty much fitted. Do have some rework to do on this a little bit. But I will get that all taken care of over the weekend. I'll work on the nacelles as well, and hopefully next Tuesday I can unveil them from their final painting. And they should do have some other pieces to put on there, and hopefully get those wrapped up. So I'll keep these pieces because I can use those as getting stuff, filling that gap in. So again, all right, thank you everyone for joining. Glad everyone was decided to take some time and join me and watch me destroy some stuff, get some things fitted, all the good stuff. I had fun. I hope everyone else did. Let's see. Starting in 12 minutes, Buck will be streaming from Buckman's Model Mania. He's still working on his 1885, what is it, Wyoming Territory, U.S. Marshals jail wagon. So he'll be on at 9 p.m. till 11. Tomorrow night is Woody Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. If you have anyone working on wood is welcome to join. Buck will post a link to that in Discord. Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, Jordan of Aligning the Stars will be streaming. I think he's working on the Slave One still, so he should be doing that Thursday. Join us Friday for the HTM group build stream. Or not group build, but just a group live stream. Everyone's building something different. We got part works. People working on wood, people working on plastic. It's just a hodgepodge of stuff. That starts at 9 p.m. Eastern. Then Saturday evening at 9 p.m. it's Andrew of Canadian Starships. He will be streaming. And then following at 11, we have Jody from Trek Mods. He typically follows Andrew. Fun to watch both of them. And then Sunday, we have our Sunday Fun Day group live stream. Starts at 4 p.m. Very similar to the Friday night group live stream. Just a hodgepodge of people working on all types of different stuff. We do it earlier in the day to let our friends from across the pond join at a decent time. Then we're back to Monday, which is going to be Model Monday. Donnie is working on a, I don't know what scale it is, but an Orville. It's a 3D resin printed model he found that he's building and hoping to get together for Wonderfest. So again, that's everyone in the Hobby Time Modelers group when they stream and all. Again, thank you everyone for joining. Enjoyed the time spending with you and hope to see you again next week. Until then, everyone take care and bicycle.